started. My name is Eric Moffin. I'm on the Dyer County Fair Board, and I just want to welcome you here to this monumentous event that we're having here today. This is groundbreaking. And I just want to say this on behalf of the Dyer County Fair. If you look around our fairgrounds and what we have and what we have created, there is a purpose behind it. A lot of people have gone into a lot of man hours, a lot of woman hours have been spent trying to preserve our history. And that is so important to us. The 70 plus Fair Board members that we have here in Dyer County, we're all volunteers. We all do this because we want to preserve things. I come from a fourth generation family farm on the same contiguous acres. And I tell people this sometimes when I speak to non-agricultural groups. You see pictures of men and women out in the field hand picking cotton, and we think that that's so many generations back. I am the first generation in my family that did not have to hand pick and chop cotton. Both of my parents did that to make money so they could buy school clothes, and my parents always laughed and said, not only did we pick our family farm, but we hurried up and did that so that our parents could hire the family out and we could make extra money on other farms. And how amazing that is to see my father, who's still active on our family farm, started out hand picking and hand chopping cotton, and today all of our equipment drives itself with RTK. What an amazing thing has happened in one generation. But there's a quote that I found by Robert Penn Warren that says, history cannot give us a program for the future, but it can give us a fuller understanding of ourselves and of our common humanity so that we can better face the future. And that's what we're trying to do here at the Dyer County Fair. We're trying to preserve and educate so that people understand where we've been so we have a better look for the future. Now there's a couple of folks I want to recognize here today, and if I miss some folks, I apologize, but once again, the reason we have such a premier fair is not only the Fair Board, but also our community and those people around the state that support us. First of all, Ellen Staggs with the Dyer County Chamber, thank you for being here, and the Chamber, what a wonderful help they are. Also, Jennifer Nunley is the chairwoman of the Dyer County Chamber and also president of Security Bank. Jennifer, thank you for being here. Don Smith, the director of the Dyer County FSA office, is back there. Thank you for being here, Don. We have several commissioners here with us today. I'm going to miss some of them, but they're probably not that important. Doug Singletary, Jimmy Hester, thank y'all. Also, we have our Dyer County Mayor, Mr. David Quick, is here. We have our representative, Mr. Rusty Grills, who is also a full-time farmer, full-time state representative. I asked how that's possible. His two brothers will tell you if you ever want to ask them. Also, we have the chairman of the Dyer County Fair Executive Committee. I can't even tell you how many hours Eddie Anderson has put into this fair. That is your name, right?
That's my name.
That's your name, Eddie Anderson. Also, the reason that we're here today, there are two people that I specifically want to recognize because of their effort that they have done with what we're getting ready to talk about in the grand opening. And I want them to stand, and I want you to give them a round of applause. Some people go above and beyond. And we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Johnny Dotson and Paul Finley. Would y'all stand? They have done a tremendous job of putting this together, going and getting the stuff and getting it here, and the vision for our fair. Thank you, gentlemen, for that. Colleen Curry, I want to specifically mention you. She is a representative in our area, and I don't know your specific title, but Commissioner, I'm going to say this. She is the face of the Tennessee Department of Agriculture for West Tennessee. She has her hand on the pulse of agriculture. And for that, we are grateful in the ag community. Thank you for being here. And last but not least, the wonderful Commissioner of Agriculture, Dr. Charlie Hatcher. We thank you for being here. We've had different commissioners over the years, but you're one of us. You understand agriculture. His family's still in agriculture. They own and still operate the dairy, Hatcher Dairy. His daughter is taking over the veterinary practice so he can come out and eat sorghum with us. And we appreciate him and his family and their connection to agriculture. So give Dr. Hatcher a round of applause. So the reason we're here is because we had the opportunity as a fair board to be given some artifacts, things that were very important to West Tennessee. Now you got to think back in the pioneer days. That's the reason we're looking at Sargum Valley. We have tried to preserve that early 19th century way of living, because I think it's important to our kids and our grandkids and even to us to look back at where we came from. You're in the Delta. You're in an area that are rich, fertile soils located in between the Tennessee River and the Mississippi River. And the waterways, the channels where we could move our products was so important. Cotton became king, and we had the opportunity to have donated to us a two-stage cotton gin with a patent date of 1892 made by E. Carter. This is, from what we can gather in trying to research this, will be the oldest operating gin in the state of Tennessee. Also behind me you will see a Fairbanks Morris engine and generator. This supplied from 1922 to 1948 all of the electricity for the city of Trenton before TVA got involved. These are very important things that we need to preserve. And so then we started looking at, hey, this stuff cannot just sit outside. So we got a grant from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture, and also we have volunteers that have already pledged money to erect a building here, somewhere around where we're standing here today, that is going to house this equipment. Then as we look forward, we said, you know, this is so important to have this here. So we have incorporated a meeting room and classrooms so that teachers and schools can bring their students and with it in the background understand and study where we've come from in history. I just noticed one that came up also is very instrumental in the fair. That's our Dyersburg Mayor, Mr. John Holden. John, thank you for being here. So that is why we're here. It will not only house the gin and the motor, but it'll also have a place where we can meet, we can have meetings, and we can study this. So at this time, before I know we're all here to eat sorghum that was made right over there just hours ago, but I would like to ask Representative Rusty Grills, a friend of agriculture, to come out and say a few words.
Kind of like a politician and a preacher. The shorter you are, the better you are, and no one ever gets mad if you get out too quick. But I just want to thank the fair board and all the visionaries that we had. I remember as a child going over there to the fair and over there where the graveyard is now, barely. And you look over here and you see from what that was to what this is, someone thought outside the box. And they were a visionary. And from there to here, and from here to wherever we're going in the future, I just want to commend all the efforts of the men and women that y'all put forth, the time, the unthankful hours that you take away from your farms, your family, and your jobs. Thank you so much for that on behalf of a citizen of Dyer County and a fellow farmer. But I also want to, Eric had to bring up my brothers and act like they're doing all the work. That's not necessarily the case. But on a family farm like I am part of, we all come together when things get hard and when times get tough, and we take up for each other, and we think outside the box. And I think this fair board so much for always having each other's back, even when you're tired and worn out. You still get along, or at least you act like you do, and you work hard. And I am so proud to say that I am from Dyer County whenever you're talking about fairs across the state of Tennessee. So from a Dyer Countian, I'm thankful for what you do, and I'm proud to represent District 77 and all the efforts that y'all put forth as farmers.
Thank you, Representative Grills. Now, I want to take just a moment before I introduce our commissioner, and there's one thing. Doesn't this look beautiful up here? Well, that didn't happen by chance. I don't see her right now, but I want to recognize, there you are, Miss Sandy Baker. She's also providing the butter that we're churning. Sandy, thank you for all that you do for the Dyer County Fair. She's here every night, and her husband has to tag along with her. So thank you. She set all this up, and also her son Todd was instrumental in some of the rendering of what we envisioned this to look like. And now I'm going to introduce mine and your Commissioner of Agriculture, Dr. Charlie Hatcher. And Dr. Hatcher, when you get through, I want you to say, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, because we are going to reveal the rendering of what this building is going to look like for the first time.
Well, thank you so much, I'm glad my wife is here today because I have never been described as wonderful, and it's good that she heard that. Did you hear that, honey? Yeah. Also, if I'd known you needed butter, I could have brought some because I know a little bit about that, and we've got some made up already. I've been so impressed with this fair from the first time I visited here. Y'all have such an incredible volunteer base, and you can do so much with little. It's so impressive. It's a lesson that other Tennesseans need to learn. I think, you know, Tennessee. In Tennessee, agriculture is the #1 industry. We want to keep it that way for forever, right? And what you're doing here today, this concept of this historic gin, is a lot of things to me. I mean, it's history and it's legacy and it's education and it's a reminder of our past. I think it's entirely appropriate, and I think it's a wonderful thing what you're doing, and you should deserve congratulations for that. And the people have already been mentioned. I mean, it's so nice. This community is comprised of mainly farmers, right? And we have an appreciation for these kind of things and have the ability to, or we should have the ability to recognize our past and where we came from. So congratulations for that. Am I leaving out anything before I say?
How much money are you going to give us there?
Okay, so Rusty already asked me that question. I said I left the checkbook back to the office. I do know
it's negotiable, guys. It's negotiable.
I do know that we've committed $30,000 so far. Is that correct? Yeah.
So far, I like so far.
So with no further ado, this is a great reveal. Oh, it's turned around backwards.
Thank you so much, and I know you're in the sun, so we're not going to prolong it any longer. Please come by and look at what we are hoping this will look like. It's going to be really nice. We're going to be really proud of it, and this is something for the community, so community understand this is yours. It's not the Fair Board's. We're building it for the community, and we want the community to be proud of it. So right now, they're getting ready. We've got biscuits for everyone, and we have home shaken butter. Jennifer, I saw you over there. Thank you. Come by and get you a biscuit. And the folks at the head table, we're going to run over here and do a groundbreaking and take some still photos and some videos for that. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you get a biscuit with sorghum made right here at the Dyer County Fair. And grow